College today I'm back with
Max.
so I'll be playing Lyrical Monasterio, Feltyrosa.
We're playing Stoicheia's Zorga.
Yes. Ghost versus Ghost.
We draw 3.
Draw 4. Roll the dice, see who goes first. 4.
4.
1.
I'll go first.
Okay. Stand up.
Stand up.
Bang.
There you go. Dream nibbling.
Admire dear sister, Feltyrosa.
Stand and draw. Discard. Discard 1. Right. Rankle chain. Rankle chain's ability. So blast 1. Draw 2. Discarding 1 order card from hand. Grief display rejection.
Okay.
Turn in.
Stand and draw. Discard 1. Right. Beautiful day of Feltyrosa. Starter skill. 8,000 Vanguard.
We got Jackalope. No pass.
No pass. Over 3 pass.
Over 3 pass.
Critical 3. Your turn.
Stand and draw. Discard. Alright. Black Kiss House Dragon. Skill on place, return a normal order from drop zone to hand. Rift display rejection. Then I'll call Hendrina. Skill Mew Tree.
Okay.
On place Mew Tree. Black Kiss House Dragon attacks Vanguard. Thank you.
10k no guard.
Drive check. No trigger.
No trigger.
10k Vanguard.
23.
Turn in.
Stand and draw. Discard 1 card on the hand. Right. Talent of Enjoyment, Feltyrosa. Beautiful day off skill and roll upon so plus 1. Return a ghost from drop zone to my hand. Return a master. Okay, actually, I'll return a grade 2. Heal weak. Then I will attack. 10,000 Vanguard.
No go.
Drive check. No trigger.
Damage check. No trigger.
Button.
Stand and draw. Discard 1. Right. Mysterious Race Spirituously Zorga. Call Rocket Hunter. Call. Reduce Alchemagic by 1 counter blast. And using Zorga's ability, counter blast 1. Revive a Zorga from drop. Oh. And I'll use Grief Display Rejection, Alchemagic with Spiritual Body Condensation. So this gives round plus 10. And Spiritual Body Condensation skill, so plus 1. Revive. Bang attacks for 33.
Oh, 23. No guard.
Tundra.
Yes.
First check. No trigger. Second check. Front.
Damage check. Draw trigger. Power Vanguard draw.
Roll count is 13, 23, 43k Vanguard.
Oh, 43k. How much is Rearguards Zorga?
19, 39.
39. 43 no guard. Heal trigger. Power Vanguard. Heal.
39 Vanguard.
I'm 20. I'm 30. So 10k guard.
Thank you.
Got a creep.
10.
Stand and draw. Discard Marlin. Right. Rondo of Dustmoon Feltyrosa. I use the grade 2 skill. When rolled upon, reveal a ghost normal unit from my hand. Tail weak and put it on the top of the deck. Return a ghost from my drop zone to my hand. I return Anesta and call 2 Anestas. Ingrid and Annalise. First, Annalise attacks for 22 Vanguard.
20.
20.
Got Beast Temptation.
At the end of battle, you attack while boosted, move into soul, plus 5k to 1 rearguard. Okay. 13 plus 13, 26. Ingrid skill when he attacks, plus 5k, 31k Vanguard.
Got 33. 5.
Ingrid skill goes to the bottom of the deck. To front. Vanguard attacks your Vanguard for 13.
No got.
First check. Hellwick. Superior call here. And I use Vanguard's counterblast plus 1 drive. Anesta skill restand. Hellwick skill. When placed on rearguard during my battle phase, move into soul and draw. Second check. Twin drive. Yeah. Oh, Annalise. Superior call here. Vanguard skill counterblast 1 plus 1 drive. So I still have
2 more drive.
2 more drives. Vanguard. So it's not a ghost. So I cannot superior call. Second check. Draw 3. Power heal. Draw 1.
1 damage.
1 damage. Check. Okay. 22 plus 13. 35 Vanguard.
No got. Damage.
Check.
How Vanguard?
Turn it.
Always Hendrina's ability, retire, and reduce all the soul blasts for Alchemagic. Then I'll call Fit Solo. Use Creature Water Condensation, Alchemagic with Brief Despair Attraction. Skill, reduce the soul blast and a Superior Call. And Brief Despair Attraction skill counterblast 1 for 1 plus 10. Text for Vanguard text 27.
To my Vanguard.
Then
No gun.
Twin Drive. First check. Second check. Creep. Creep the Vanguard. Power to Zorga. Rearguard Zorga.
So 2 damage.
2 damage.
Heal 3. And heal. Power to Vanguard.
Text for 19, 29, 39 Vanguard.
39. I'm 23. 3, so 20 figure.
20 hit.
How much is this?
This one is 10, 23, 33. 33 or 38.
33 or 38. No gun. No trigger.
Boost its all attack skill, so plus 1, plus 5. And if you target, you can call 2 more at the same time. So 15, 15 plus 13, 28, 38 now.
23.
Yeah.
38. You're also 38. 5 2 cards.
10.
Stand and draw. Persona right. Rondo of even type moon, Feltyrosa. Persona right skill, from plus 10 draw. Call Eleanor. And attack. Annalise attacks first. 30k Vanguard.
Got a jackal on the side.
Okay.
33.
Enemy skill moves into soul. Add 5k to a nester here. 13, 23, 33. Illinois skill, so plus 2 cards. Plus 15k. 48k Vanguard.
No go. Damage check. No shit.
Okay. End of battle attack, Illinois goes to top of the deck. Vanguard attacks your Vanguard for 23.
23, 33. Cardfight Vanguard. Discard.
First check. Illinois. Vanguard skill, superior call. Then counter +1 drop. So still twin drive. Over trigger. 100 million to million out. And draw 1 card. All my rearguards get plus 10k until the end of the game. Oh, and then a nesta will restand. So I still have 1 drive.
1 drive.
Oh, and a lease. It's a ghost, so Vanguard skill superior call. And then counter +1 more drive. So still have 1 drive.
1 drive.
And nesta skill restand. Last check. You don't know. So this 100 million. And the lease attacks. 30 hit one. 100 million.
Garbage.
No.
Damage check. Open.
100 million and 20.
Oh, then fight.
Okay. Turn it.
Stand. And draw. Use Venom skill on +1. Spirit Call Black Test House Training. Use Briefly Spell Rejection, Alchemagic with Nectar Sensation. Skill con +1. Farm +10. Nectar Sensation, skill choose Black Test House Trainer. 5, 10, +10.
Step.
Vanguard attacks. 27.
So, PG first. Discard rate 0.
Twin drive. First check. Regrain Zorga attacks. 29.
2 Vanguard.
To Vanguard.
Crit and intercept.
Black Test House Dragon attacks. 48.
40. 2 Vanguard.
To Vanguard.
No.
10.
Stand and draw. No persona right. I call Illinois. And tell me now. One place, if I have another ghost on my rearguard, choose one rearguard and gets +5. With the over trigger skill, all my rearguards get +10. So each column get +20. And 20, 32, 45k Vanguard.
No guard. Damage check. No tree.
Thank you guys so much. Okay, so next hand is up.
I'll go first.
Draw 2.
Draw 3. Start.
Remember,
Dream the Building.
and my dear sister, Feltyrosa.
Stand and draw. Discard. 1. Right, Ranker Chain. Ranker Chain's ability, so +1. Draw 2. Draw 1 order. Go. 10.
Beautiful Day of Feltyrosa. Starter skill. AK Vanguard.
But with Abyss Temptation. No pass.
Okay, well done.
Stand and draw. Discard. Right. Right Kiss Last Dragon. Skill on place, return up normal order to hand. 10k Vanguard.
No guard.
Draft check. No trip.
Critical tree.
Turn it.
Stand and draw. Discard enemies again. Right, Talent of Enjoyment Feltyrosa. Rearguards skill and roll upon Soul Blast. Return enemies. Call Mali. And begin attack. 10k Vanguard.
Guard. No pass. Overshield pass.
Okay, no trade. 10k Vanguard.
No guard. Damage check.
Well done.
Stand and draw. Discard. Right. Mysterious Ring Spirituously Zorga. Feltyrosa. Benefits. 13.
To Vanguard.
Vanguard.
No guard.
Drive Twin Drives. Let's check. Spin check. No trade.
Hold on the shot.
Feet swallow attack skill. So plus 1. Plus 5, 15 to Vanguard. If you do guard, you got 2 more cards.
No guard. PG.
Okay.
Stand and draw. This card, grade 2. Right. Rondo of Eventide Moon Feltyrosa. Enjoyment skill. Review a normal unit from my hand. Ghost normal unit. And put it on the top of the deck. Then I can add a ghost from the drop zone to my hand. Enemies. Call enemies. And Ernesta. Down. Call Eleanor. 20k Vanguard.
No guard.
Alright guys, I'm going to be switching to a voice commentary temporarily. That's because in the original footage, in the original video, there was a lot of nearby construction work going on, and the entire video was consumed by the drilling and sound of metal, making it very jarring and very unpleasant to hear. So I'm going to take over for now. It's just a small portion, roughly 7 minutes. So for these 7 minutes, I hope you guys enjoy my commentary. Over here, Feltyrosa attacks. So I've already cleared up my front row with Annalise and Eleanor to prepare for Feltyrosa's superior calling ability. So my first check, Eleanor, right, I stacked it on top obviously. So I'm going to superior call it in the same column as Ernesta. And use Vanguard skill to counterblast 1 to give you 1 drive. Here Ernesta restands due to her own effect. And our second check, I superior call Hellweek. Use Vanguard's effect again. And now Hellweek's effect, when placed on Regrain during my battle phase, can put it into the soul to draw 1 card. Okay. So now I superior call Helmina. Use Vanguard skill again. And Helmina's on place effect, I can choose another ghost rearguard. Choose one of the rearguards and it gets 5k. So Max's Vanguard is already at 23. So I decided to just give it to the Eleanor column. Okay, and then my last check, Ingrid. Okay, so I did check critical, and this will be my final attack, which is 2 crits. It should be about 28, 25, 38, yep. So 20k guard for Max if he wants to. So I've pushed him to 4, which is good. Okay, so now it's Max's turn. So he calls the Rogue Headhunter to reduce Alchemagic by 1 counterblast. And now using his Vanguard skill, he can superior call any card from the drop zone to rearguard. He calls Black Tear's House Dragon. Solid 15k beta if he's going to use an order this turn. He calls a Fleet Swallower from hand And now he uses Grief, Despair and Rejection, Alchemagic King with Nectar of Sensationalism. So from a +10 with Grief, Despair, and the Nectar's effect will go to Black Tear's Husk Dragon. So only 5k, but still 5k, right? Still additional 5k guard. I think the column will be 33 or something. So it's pretty high. Okay, so Max's Twin Drive, first check heal trigger. That really saves his life, right? Bring him back down to 3 damage. And then his second check. There we go, the over trigger. Okay, so that's Blast Favor, the over trigger. So he draws a total of 2 cards, and he can give 1 unique, 1 critical. He gives the Vanguard, he gives the front row plus 10,000 power, and he heals 1 more time. So checking the heal trigger with the over trigger while you're on a surplus of damage brings him back down to his original 2 damage, which is kind of insane. So for my defensive, I did get a heal trigger, so I could still take 1 more of Max's attack. Most likely it's the 100 million one, right? Which is the Black Tear's Husk Dragon. Or actually, wait. Fleet Swallower has the guard restrict effect. So now I'm checking with Max for Fleet Swallower's power. So, yep, I decided to guard the 100 million one with a PG. And take 40 Fleet Swallower, which has a guard restrict with 2 or more cards. Because it's really not worth it to guard. Okay, so I took. And it's my turn. So Zorga 3 attack deck, but very high power. And after checking the Stoicheia over trigger, Max is really ahead of me in the game. So now I Persona Road, and I'm just setting up my field with Annalise and Eleanor, just as always, so that I can reach 5 attacks. But now with the Persona, right, my numbers are much higher. It's 30k to the Vanguard for my first attack. It's 20k guard. And with Annalise's effect, moves into Soul and gives 5k to Ernesta. So now Eleanor with the boost on Ernesta is hitting for 33. With Eleanor's effect, plus 15, so 48. Max takes it, it's up to 3. And Eleanor goes to the top. Now Feltyrosa attacks for 23,000. Max decides to guard. For this should be a 2 to pass. Right, you guys with 2 triggers. So 2 to pass. And first check, Eleanor as always. So Vanguard skill, counter +1, +1 drive. And 2 more checks for myself. Okay. So now I filled up my entire front row, and I still have 2 more drive checks to go. So draw trigger. And draw first. Give the power to Ingrid. So over here I forgot to use Ingrid's on place effect during the battle phase to counter charge and re-stand Helmina. But I don't think it really matters because I think Max is just going to be taking these 2 attacks. Because they're all pretty beefy, and Max's hand size isn't that huge as well. Okay, so now the turn passes to Max again. Very, very grindy game. No Persona right, he just uses his Vanguard's effect. Counter +1 and he can revive. Okay, so once again Black Tear's Husk Dragon for the 15k beater. He calls Hendrina to mill 3. And no trigger. Okay, that's amazing. And then Hendrina can also reduce all Soul Blast costs for his Alchemagic this turn. So Max Alchemagics the GDR with Regurgitation from the Underworld. So first, plus 10k to the front row. And Regurgitation will allow him to retire 1 of the opponent's rearguards and super call 2 with the same grade as the card retired. So 2 grade 1s in Max's case. So he also got rid of Ernesta, which is a very, very annoying piece in the Feltyrosa deck. So that's good for Max, I guess. Okay. So he has a PG behind the Vanguard. Just in case he has the Ghost Chase in his hand, he can just bounce that back and get a, free PG. Right now, I am already at 5 damage. Max has 3 beefy columns, and so I will need to find a way to guard all of them. I cannot take any of them. So it's only 3 attacks, but very high numbers. Okay, so let's see. I'm guarding. Okay, so I'm still 1 to pass. So Max is reminding me. So I'm just gonna throw down another draw trigger to make it 2 pass. I'm guarding for 43 against Max's 29. So 2 to pass. First check, critical trigger. But Max doesn't really like to take chances, so he's going to give it all to his rearguard. Second check, critical trigger. He should have given it all to Vanguard, but of course, the better decision was to split it to his rearguards. Right, because there's no guarantee you get 2 triggers, and splitting the rearguards means your opponent also has to guard more for the rearguards. So now that Max has checked double trigger, it's going to make guarding for me even harder, because I don't think I have a PG. The way I'm putting down the cards on my hand, I don't think I have a PG. And there we go.
No PGs.
Third. I will go first. Draw 4.
Draw 4.
Go back. Hey, I go first. Stand up,
Bang.
And my dear sister, Feltyrosa.
Drink the building.
I draw. I draw. This card draw trigger. Right. Beautiful day of Feltyrosa. Your turn.
Stand and draw. Discard this. Right. Ranker Chain. Starter skill draw. Ranker Chain skill, so plus 1. Draw 2.
Draw 3 total.
Then discard 1. And draw. Draw order. Okay. AK Vanguard.
AK is a low guy.
Drive to check. Critical all Vanguard.
Creep to Vanguard.
Turn.
Stand draw. Drop my lead. Right, Feltyrosa. Grade 1, Feltyrosa skill, so plus 1. Return Marlin to hand. Then K Vanguard.
Got. No pass. Jackal.
Overpass.
Overpass.
Grade 3, button.
Stand and draw. Discard. Auto. Right, back to South Dragon. Skill get back. 10k then.
No guard.
Just check. No check. Turn it.
Okay. Stand and draw. Discard Marlin. Right. Rondo of Eventide Moon Feltyrosa. Skill of the grade 2. Reveal a ghost card from my hand and put it on the top of the deck. I put Iliano and return Marlin to hand. Call Anesta. Annalise. Ingrid. And Helmina. Helmina's skill, if another goes on my rear guard, choose a rear guard and gets 5k. 25k then.
No. Let me check. Here we go. Power Vanguard.
Annalise skill, move into soul. Choose one of my rear guards and it gets 5k. Ingrid. 18 plus 5, 23k then.
Got 20, 38,
Okay. 35.
35.
Ingrid goes to bottom. And Vanguard attacks for 21.
Got 35.
2 pass.
2 pass or over.
Over. Eleanor. Vanguard skill superior call. Counter blast 1+1 drive. And Nesta skill restand. Second check. PG. Third check. Oh, Nesta. Vanguard skill superior call. Counter blast 1+1 drive. So last check. Draw trigger. This cannot hit. So power trigger and draw. Last attack. 33 man. Trigger.
Look. Let's check. Stand and draw. Discard. Right. Mysterious Ring Spirituality Zorga. Call Rookie Hunter. Reduce Alchemagic by 1 coin plus. Now use Regurgitation from Underworld. Alchemagic with Brief Dispel Rejection. Skill. Reduce this now plus. So plus 1. Plus 1. Retire.
Okay.
Then Superior Call 2 Great Ones. And Brief Dispel Rejection. Counter plus 1. Fire plus 10. Now skill weapon plus 5. Vanguard attacks 23.
23 to my Vanguard.
To Vanguard.
PG. Discard 3-0.
Pin drive. First check. Second check. Heal. Can heal or power to Rocket Hunter.
Okay.
Rocket Hunter attacks 33.
33 no guard.
Ranker Chain attacks 10, 22, 32.
To Vanguard.
Vanguard. Front.
No guard. Crit.
10.
Stand in. Draw up. Move down. Okay. Call Helmina. On place plus 5k to Anesta. Eleanor attacks without the boost. Skill so plus 2. Plus 15. 25k then.
25k. Trigger guard.
Okay. Goes to top. 21.
21.
Front 2 pass.
No guard.
No guard.
No guard.
Eleanor. Superior call. Vanguard skill. Counter plus 1 plus 1 drive. So still 2 drive. Critical trigger. You say no guard.
No.
Okay, so critical to Vanguard. Power to Eleanor. Feltyrosa.
First check. No trigger. Second check. No trigger.
30. 23, 33. 1 crit Vanguard.
3 no trigger.
25k.
Nearly 5.
Turn.
Stand and draw. Call Hendrin. Skill neutral. On place neutral.
Oh no.
Hendrina skill retire. Zorga skill come plus 1. Fisoga score. Hendrina skill neutral. I'll use Brief Dispel Rejection, Alchemagic with Spiritual Body Condensation. Okay. GDS come plus 1. Skill don't do so plus. So Vanguard takes 23.
PG Vanguard. Discard Kill 3.
Interest. Let's check front.
Oh no!
Second check. No 3. 10, 23, 33, 43 right now.
43, this is
10, 23, 43.
all same. 43.
35k got
28.
28, 33.
So, Marlene's skill, if I have 3 or more goals, it's a 10k.
43, 43,
43.
5 more k.
Oh, 5 more k. No guard. The front trigger. Thank you guys for watching. Bye guys.
Alright, and there we go for today's Lyrical Best of 3. This time we had a game between Mads and Pton. Mads was using Stoicheia Zorga against Pton's Feltyrosa Ghost deck. The overall winner is Mads, with a score of 2-1. Okay, so we chose this battle because both decks have the ghostly undead theme. Of course, with Zorga's looking more creepy and grotesque with zombies and stuff. But anyways, back to the game. It was a rather tight battle, with all 3 games coming down to triggers to determine who won. The first game, Pton checked the Lyrical Monasterio over trigger, which gives 10k continuous on player's turn to all their rearguards, making Feltyrosa's multi-attack too much for Mads to handle. For the second round, Mads was the one who checked the over trigger, giving him a big edge, since Stoicheia does pretty much everything. As for the third round, Pton misplayed slightly towards the end in terms of guarding, and Mads' front trigger, combined with grief, despair, rejection, made it too hard for Feltyrosa to guard. Still, even if Pton had guarded optimally, he wouldn't have much to work with on his following turn. Mads had quite a few defensive cards on his hand, like 20k fronts, an overtrigger, and a PG, as well as being on 4 damage. He would likely have been able to survive, and the outcome may not be any different. With that, the overall winner is Mads. We hope you guys enjoyed the best of 3, as we are nearing the end of the series, with 2 more matches coming out for Lauren and Willista. We'll see you guys very soon in the next one, and for now, bye guys.